The male gonad or the testis, it lies within the scrotal sac and is present external to the body in the lower abdominal region between the legs, you can say, and lower part of the body, and is the structure which is responsible for production of uh, the sperms and also for the production of the male hormone testosterone. The anatomy of this but entire structure can be distinguished and into this particular different sections or types, you can say, we have this entire membrane that is covering it, this membrane which is the scrotal sac. And this membrane within the scrotal sac is actually what is known, it goes by the name of actually it's three layers. So the outermost layer is called the tunica vaginalis, then the inner layer, which is called the tunica albuginea, which is the innermost layer right there. It is actually the boundary, and means actually is the one which is holding the entire structure of the kidney, means entire structure of the testes. I mean, I sorry, I pronounced it kidney, because to some extent it does appear a shape similar to that of the kidney, but not at all, because kidney has an entire different anatomy of its own, and this has a entire different anatomy. But yes, the similarity between both the structure of between the kidney and the testis, it actually is that the shape of the both the organ is actually slightly like oval kidney bean type shape. So that way they have a similarity, they do share a similarity, but when the entire anatomy is concerned, the physiology is concerned, it is entirely different. So that was a complete mispronunciation on my part. And now, when we say about the entire structure of the testis, then we will going to find that the testis is filled with this large number of, here you can see there is a large number of highly coiled ducts are present. So these ducts are actually the main thing, which is called the seminiferous tubules, and they are the, that is actually the place where the production of the sperm will take place. Now this entire seminiferous tubule is housed within this chamber, which is called the testicular locules, and inside which this can be found. There are at least like 3 to 4 seminiferous tubules, highly coiled seminiferous tubules can be found per locule, and in total we can find that there are 200 locules that are actually present. So in a way we can roughly say that there are around 1000 seminiferous tubules that can be found in a single testis. Now, talking about this structure, if we go even more, like we can see that all this seminiferous tubule, they merge into this larger duct, that is what is known as the rete testis, and then they go and merge into this structure, this particular structure, this major duct. This duct is what is known as the vas efferens. So this vas efferens or the vasa efferentia is the one which actually carries all this secretion, means the seminiferous tubule which is secreting, which is producing the sperms. They all travel, the sperms are then traveling from there to straight via this vasa efferentia into this particular structure. This is again made up of ducts and are of highly coiled ducts in large amount, and it is actually the one which is the one responsible for housing the sperms in it. Means the sperms produced in the seminiferous tubule, they come out from there and they are stored in this particular structure. This structure is known as the epididymis. Epididymis. So this entire epididymis that you are seeing here, it is the place where the sperm is stored before the process of ejaculation or the secretion. And once it is supposed to be like secreted out, then this entire sperm, they travel via this duct. This is called the vas deferens, and then through it it actually travels to the the seminal vesicles and the prostate gland, where the final processing of the thing will take place, and then finally from there the semen will be released. Now this is actually the ultrastructure of the entire structure of the kidney. So see, again I said this wrong kidney. I said it's actually the structure of the testis. Okay, and we will say that this, if we go for the cross-sectional analysis of this structure, then we are going to find that that the inside they have this large number of ducts, isn't it? As it was shown before, it has large number of ducts, but that duct is actually surrounded by this tissue called the interstitial cells or the interstitial tissues. They also go by the name of Leydig cells, and is actually the one responsible for production of uh, the testosterone hormone. So we are going to find that the seminiferous tubule, this is an enlarged view of the same. So it is the seminiferous tubule, this one, which is responsible for production of the sperm inside. The sperms are being produced right there inside, and the Leydig cells in between them are responsible for production of the hormones. These are what you're seeing here. These actually are the ruptured vessels, means when the section was taking place. So the ruptured vessels are there, and the blood can be seen slightly out from it, a bit more stained than usual. So it actually is like the blood, they run through this area and then carry the hormone from there. So now when the sperm is released and it actually comes to the like prostate gland, this entire structure is situated behind the urinary bladder, and we can say that this vast difference bringing the sperm right there into this particular prostate gland. Now we are going to find that it is connected with this coiled structure called the seminal vesicle. Now the seminal vesicle, it actually secrete the seminal fluid, which is like the fluid part. We can actually know that the final secretion is, which is called the semen. It is comprised of the sperms and the seminal fluid, and the seminal fluid that it actually has got, it actually like around 80% of the entire seminal fluid is composed of materials that are secreted by the seminal vesicle. And seminal vesicle is responsible for secretion of like three major things. First is a nutrient, which is the fructose. Second, it is a protective, just for protection you can say citric acid is also secreted. uh, and third is actually prostaglandin, a kind of a hormone which is responsible for actually reverse contraction of the mucosa of the endothelium of the uterus, because otherwise there is a chance that the sperm that has entered inside the uterus can be like thrown away, can be pushed out. So it actually induce a reverse contraction, due to which the sperm stays within the uterus. Finally, the entire thing will enter into the prostate gland, and prostate gland is responsible for mainly the, like it also does secretes many kind of signaling chemicals, chemokines, and like it also is responsible for secretion of the proteolytic enzymes necessary for the sperm to travel through the entire uh, the fallopian duct, and finally go and fertilize like the ovum. So before it, and it can do, if it has it faces anything, so it actually is responsible for secretion of many of the proteolytic enzymes. And oh yes, I failed to mention one name. Actually seminal vesicle is also responsible for secretion of fibrin protein, because it does coagulate the entire like the seminal fluid, the semen actually. And this prostaglandin is responsible for secretion of fibrinolysin, which actually breaks those fibrin whenever it reaches inside the ovum. I'm sorry. I mean the uterus. So this also is there to like maintain the consistency and all. And then finally, the entire it actually is responsible for the ejaculation of the entire like it induce the ejaculation of the entire seminal load, whatever is there. And then finally the semen actually it comes out. But right before that, there is actually one necessary step is required, which is done by this bulbourethral gland. It is responsible for neutralizing the entire distal urethra, because distal urethra, it has a large amount of citric acid. It has even the entire urethra of the is actually, it contains the traces of urine that is there secreted prior to this entire secretion. So but like, because this is a common urinogenital duct, so the urine also passes from the same duct. So this urea can actually cause a little bit of problem for for the sperms motility and everything. So for that, this bulbourethral gland is responsible for secretion of that bulbourethral fluid, or Cowper's fluid it is also called, and that neutralizes the action of the urea that is present there, finally making the urethra completely ready for the travel of the semen. So that way the entire seminal fluid is released and all. It's actually the main composition, how it is entirely formed and everything.